The statistics that 50% of marriages end in divorce has been highly debated and disputed over the last few years, yet that number keeps swelling around. It often prolongs younger generations' decision on when or whether to get married. Although the divorce rate varies depending on demographics, it can happen to any couple, and wanting to prevent a permanent parting of ways is a very real concern for most couples, and a concern for us here on Ladies Rendezvous. Our topic is marriage. Should women be accountable for its failures? All right, our resource person is Dr. Shogo Oyeni. He is a certified life coach. But before I bring you this very handsome young man, I wish I wasn't married. Okay, let Miriam just read his profile. Camera, please don't go to him yet. Okay.
All right, Dr. Shogo Oyeni is a member of Forbes Coaches Council. He's a highly sought speaker and a certified life coach with a passion for maximum productivity and all-round excellence. He impacts his clients by helping them gain greater influence, effectiveness, and perspective in their life's endeavors. Apart from being a certified life coach, he's also a certified and licensed emotional intelligence expert, having completed his 72-hour certification program with Youth Max, which is an affiliation with 6 Second Emotional Intelligence consultancy firm in the United States of America. He's also an ECOWAS Youth Ambassador. Dr. Shogo is an international conference convener, having hosted workshops and conferences in East and West Africa. An all-time cheerful soul, he is also an author and a professional master of ceremony, having served in his capacity in all the 36 states of Nigeria and spoken in over 10 other countries. And he is the CEO of Happy Talk Academy. He has trained over 20,000 people in the past 1 year. As a coach, he trains corporate executives, teams, and private individuals with his aptly designed courses tailored to meet with the particular need of any organization or individual.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Dr. Oluwasegun Oyeni. Nice to meet you. You're looking very, very good. I like it when men are prim and proper.
And I like you for always being straightforward.
Yes, I'm a very, very straightforward person. I like people who are prim and proper. And I believe you got it here with all you have read here.
Yes, that's really
a very, very good one. I wish I could go and read, but I'm looking for money. Okay, now for the purpose of this discussion now, let's define what marriage is. We all know it's coming together of a man and woman and all that, but from your own perspective as a life coach, how would you describe marriage?
Well, for me, there are no universal definition for marriage.
Okay.
However, of course, we know that marriage is the coming together of a man and a woman to become husband and wife, to work on their goals together, to develop friendship. Basically, marriage is for companionship. Every other thing is secondary. And to find fulfillment in life, because in the original design and intent, it was not designed for man to be alone. Man is a social animal, and that means you can't succeed in isolation. You need someone on your team. So marriage is sort of a teamwork.
All right, marriage is sort of a teamwork. Now, we are discussing marriage and looking at the woman, whether she should be blamed or accountable or responsible for its failures. Now, how would you describe marriage failure, and what are the signs that a marriage is failing or is going to fail?
Okay, the issues and the factors are so many, but when we look at marriage, please go over the question again.
I said, what is the meaning of a failed marriage? And what are the signs or the indicators that a marriage is failing or is going to fail?
Okay, so let's look at marriage in the first place.
Okay.
Marriage is not supposed to fix any human being. Let's start from there, because marriage is supposed to be a union of two whole persons You are complete, I am complete. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, and in most part of the world, probably one person is broken, one person is complete, and you're expecting him to fix you. No, marriage is not therapy. So it's supposed to be a union of two full people with their identity, with their goals, with their aspiration, and they agree to come together to work on how they can move forward as a family, as a team. So when we look at signs of a failed marriage, the moment you are not on the same page, the moment you can't see life from the same perspective, the moment there are differences that are irreconcilable, that you cannot tolerate each other anymore, it's a strong sign.
Okay.
Domestic violence, of course, it's a strong sign of marriage moving towards failure. And I need to clarify here, I know this is a ladies' program.
You are before the court.
You tend to be pro-women. We also need to acknowledge that when we look at domestic violence, it's not always on the woman alone.
Okay, sure. before you go to domestic violence, we're still going to come to that. You said you were mentioning something about a half whole, one is broken, one is whole. Now, in this part of the world, especially this part of the country, there's this feeling of entitlement from the female counterpart when it comes to relationships, to marriage. You believe, the ladies, some ladies are of this opinion that because I am hooked to you, or I'm getting married to you, or married to you, you must do this. You owe me this, you owe me that. Sometimes you find that women go into marriage empty.
With so much expectation.
With so much expectation. So there's a key word you used that I loved so much, that I love, and I still love it so much. You used the word entitlement.
Entitlement.
So a lot of people have entitlement mentality, which is the reason why people are disappointed in life. You need to understand that there's a difference between privilege and right.
Okay.
But life is, you have right to live. Nobody is meant to snuff life out of you.
Okay.
Now, when you look at something that is privilege, if something is called privilege, you earn privilege.
Okay. So
a woman goes into a marriage, you are not bringing any value to the table, and you expect certain things. You need to have some certain things. I tell people, you don't beg for respect. Respect is earned. And it's not just on the side of men, on the side of the women as well. You want your husband to respect you. You need to earn his respect by bringing value to the table. Even if you're not contributing money, you can contribute ideas. You can be more organized. You can help him put things in place. So a lot of times, people go into marriage, or women go into marriage without bringing something, and they want everything. That is scam. And
that is what?
That is
scam.
Oh, really? The men also scam the women because sometimes men tell women lies. They deceive them and they tell them, I have this, I have that. And when they get into the relationship, they find out that the man is empty.
Unfortunately,
the men also feel, they have this feeling of entitlement.
Now, I agree with that as well, because our argument has to be balanced. But unfortunately, women are wired to be verbal. So words moves women. I tell people that there's nothing emotional about love. Love, or the word love, is both emotions and logic. So you have to be able to balance it. So a man comes to you, tells you this, tells you that, you swallow it, hook, line, and sinker.
Ladies, I hope you are listening to Dr. Shogo.
Without doing a background check, without putting him to test, without, see, guys, there are always red flags.
Yes.
Of course.
But because you are so blinded by the love, you are so blinded by emotions, you are not paying attention to it. They tell you this, you say it's a lie, you are jealous of me because I have a man now. But these signs are always there. So as a human being, not just as a woman, you need to raise your level of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to balance your emotions and logic. But unfortunately, a lot of women, they are just emotionally inclined, and a lot of times when you make emotional decisions too much, you are bound to burn your fingers.
So the topic of discussion is, should women be accountable for failure in marriage? But before we go to the blaming game part, what do you think are the major causes of failure in marriage? I mean, there are a lot of statistics, but as a resource person, I'd like you to give us those major causes.
I will summarize it in 3 blocks that causes failure in marriage. Number 1 is sex. Number 2 is money. And number 3 is ineffective communication. Those 3 things.
They are the major causes.
They are the major cause of failure in marriage.
Who should be held responsible? Is it right to say women are the reason why there's no sex in marriage, there's no money, and there's no communication, just like you said?
No, you can't blame women. You can't blame a woman in a relationship, because you see, when you talk about teamwork, it means all hands are on deck. It is mutual responsibility. So it takes 2 to tango. If a marriage fails, it is the responsibility of the both parties involved. However, most humans are quick to point accusing fingers without analyzing themselves that, how did I contribute to the failure of this marriage? So we play the blame game. Pointing, and I tell people, if you point the accusing finger, you forget that the remaining 3 are pointing back at you, and the thumb is standing as a witness. Which means that 75 to 80% of whatever happens to us in life and in marriage is a direct result of our action, inaction, decisions, and indecisions. So it is, I strongly feel it is unjust to put the blame on the woman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So the blame is usually should be both parties involved.
You know, I was talking with somebody a few days ago, and he said men are naturally built to be able to tolerate, withstand a whole lot of things. And according to him, he said statistics have it that women are the ones who go out for divorce, who files for divorce. They are the ones that can't take this thing anymore, and they come out to say, this is this, I don't want it again. Now, you're saying now that women are not to be held responsible. So in a nutshell, women really don't really play this divorce role in a way to affect the society.
Okay, so let me put it in perspective very well so that our audience can be very clear and not confused. When a marriage breaks down, when a marriage fails, you don't blame the woman alone. The woman is not totally 100% responsible for the break in marriage, for the failure of the marriage. The blame should be mutually shared. Yeah, because you will notice, in as much as it is said in conflict resolution that in as much as 2 people or 3 people are gathered, there's bound to be conflict. Most times you can't have conflict with yourself without another party. So there's a role the man played, there's a role the woman played. However, what happened, why the marriage failed, is because they couldn't come to a resolve.
All right, okay. Let's get the audience to be a part of the program. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Ladies Rendezvous on OGTV, your preferred television station, and we have been discussing marriage. Should women be accountable for its failures? The phone line will be reeled out for you to be a part of the conversation. Okay, now let's go to, you said something about sex, money, and communication.
Yes.
Okay.
Effective communication. Precisely.
Money, sex, and effective communication. Can you please break it down?
All right. Okay. So let's start from this. Marriage is supposed to be, another definition of marriage is supposed to be a union of 2 forgivers.
Okay.
Marriage is the union of 2 forgivers. So a lot of times, if you want to claim right in marriage, I'm right, and the other person too is saying I'm right, definitely that's marriage and all. So you need to be able to balance. When one is childish, the other party should be matured.
Okay.
And that's how balance is struck. Let's look at money. If they say love is blind, money is the eye opener. That love is not blind. Because I love you.
I agree.
There's no money.
Money makes love sweeter as well, you know.
There's no money, there's no I love you. There's no money to fuel the gen. There's no gen in the house. There's no food in the house. I love you. Love has a breaking limit, people of God.
Yeah, no, love is thrown away.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
So as a matter of fact, in marriage, and every married man or married woman will agree with me, love is overrated in marriage. What sustains marriage is not love. What sustains marriage is friendship.
Yes, okay. When you're friends with your partner.
When you're friends with your partner. So friendship is stronger. Love is overrated. So you look at money, it's either probably the husband or the man is earning, the wife is not earning, or one is earning higher, the other is earning lower, one is keeping his money or her money, using it for something else and not putting it into the house, or one is hiding. But I need to also say this, I can say this authoritatively, in marriages.
Okay.
We're talking about money now.
Okay.
There's always one that is better with money.
Yes, there is.
There's always one that is better with money. So God always ensures that there's this balance. One spends money anyhow. Wisdom now demands that the one that spends money, calm down. Let the person that handles, that is stronger about money, let him be the account officer of
have a call
of the union.
All right, I think we have a call. Hello.
Hello.
All right, Doro. All right, calling from Papa. Hello, Doro. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Okay, please make your contribution quickly.
Hello.
Hello, please go ahead.
Hey.
We can hear you.
How are you? Good morning.
I said that we are fine, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Nice topic this morning.
Okay,
I'm
thank
really
you.
enjoying myself.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying myself, and I want to chip in a little contribution to it.
All right, go ahead.
The fact remains that both parties might be wrong in marriage when there are issues. Most of these issues is being built up by men. God has created women to be a soft vessel. Men should understand that when women are rating, they should calm down. But most times, we men, we love to show our ego on the women, and that's not good enough. So most times, if there are issues in marriage, men should go down, listen to their women, and before you know it, women will go down, and the marriage issue will be solved.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. Thank you for calling. Okay, now he said something about ego. Now I saw a man, I think some time ago.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. I saw a man some time ago telling his wife in public that you are very stupid. I was taken aback. I was shocked.
Ouch.
So how do you expect such a woman to reciprocate his love or his hate?
So another thing I need to say, talking about ego, I'm picking it up from that point, is a lot of women are emotionally damaged in marriage by their men.
Okay, before or when they got into
marriage? No, when they got into marriage.
Yes.
So verbal abuse is also a form of abuse.
Yes, it is.
Like the illustration you painted now, that's verbal abuse. And you don't know how long it has been going on. Probably 5 years, probably 6 years. Over time, the woman starts behaving in a stupid way and starts seeing herself as stupid, and a level of self-esteem, self-confidence, mental health drops.
Yes.
And I think it's...
So I think...
Okay.
See, there are three things we're not taught in school.
Okay.
That every human being needs to teach themselves. You're not taught about marriage, you're not taught about money, and you're not taught about parenting.
True.
And these are all issues of life that you should not enter into.
Okay, we have another call. Hello, Jonathan, calling from E4. Hello, Jonathan. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir. How are you today? How's your family? Good morning.
Hello, ma. I want to make contribution to the ongoing discussion.
All right, go ahead, sir.
At the first instance, I would like to say failure in marriages is mainly not responding to responsibility.
Wow.
And someone said, when the purpose of a thing is not known,
abuse
becomes inevitable.
Yes.
If a woman
at the onset, and if the foundation be broken or is faulty, there is nothing anybody can do. If a man want to follow, if a woman want to follow a man, he needs to know the direction that man is going. Then, if a man too wants to marry, he must first know the responsibility it entails. Marriage is not meant for boys and girls. It's a call to responsibility. Even when you look at it from the three angles our speaker is talking about, they are both not knowing the purpose of this thing, either in sex, either in finances, either in communication. But when any of these two parties doesn't know and cannot live up to these three expectations, they are called to marriages. And when a failure comes in any of these angles, that marriage is shaken already. For instance, a woman who doesn't contribute, we shouldn't be looking at the olden age when the purpose and the part of women is just to sit down at home giving birth to children. Yeah. No, today's world, this cannot hold. A woman has contribution. He may not necessarily going out to work. There may be a lot of ways, either in advising the husband. Contribution may not necessarily be in money. We have some women that are very, very wise. When their husbands are making wrong decisions, they will just stop. Here, this is not the way. And the man may not take it at that spot. But when he relaxed on his bed, he chilled and took that decision, that advice, and got value. The potential, the value of that woman is enhanced.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Let's allow other people to be a part of the program. Thank you very, very much. Maybe we'll have to take down your number so that you can be our resource person. We'll invite you from E4 to come and join us some other time. Thank you very much. He said a lot of things. Now, one thing I grabbed from what he said is the ego from the man.
Okay.
What is the issue with ego and the man's ego and his wife? He's supposed to be your partner.
Okay, so remember we're talking about people going into marriage blind.
Yes.
People going into marriage without understanding how men function.
Okay.
People going into marriage without understanding how women function. A caller said that as a man, when your wife is flustered, when she's talking, wisdom demands you keep quiet and listen to her. Okay. Because women want to be heard, and it's been sociologically and scientifically proven that women use more vocabulary than men. Yes. So she just wants to talk. It's a therapy. It's an hobby. So just listen, right? But the man that does not know that this is how this woman is wired generally, he will say you talk too much. You do this. You do that. You can't say you're a woman. Why are you a woman? You're a woman too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, woman too much.
So you want to listen. Now, I've said in favor of the woman, right?
Okay.
Now, a woman too needs to understand that men, we did not put this ego there. Is in our genetics already. So as a woman, wisdom demands from your side that you understand how to massage the ego of your husband, even while you are expressing yourself.
Okay, Latif from Apapa. We have a lot of people calling us from Apapa today. Hello, Latif. Good morning.
Hi,
okay, good morning, sir. Hello, Latif. Are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please make your contribution.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Latif, please, we can hear you. Just go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm listening to your program.
Okay.
Yeah, Latif. Okay. Yeah, I enjoy your program.
Thank you, sir.
And, I really appreciate your encouragement.
Thank you.
You know, when it comes to marriage, Yeah, the both parties supposed to.
Mr. Latif, please, there's this echo coming from...
Can you turn the volume of your TV set?
From your background, there's this reverberation coming from
Turn down the volume of your TV set, please.
All right, let's continue with the conversation. Okay.
So, it takes wisdom for the woman to know that while I'm expressing myself to this man, I should not damage his ego. I should be able to massage his ego. So, for instance, I'm a woman. Let's look at it that I'm a woman. Now, this is Mariam.
Okay.
Mariam, you're my husband. I want to complain that you should give me increase in allowance. When I come to you, my husband, I don't like the way you are doing it. Look at what other women are getting from their husband. You just, this money, you have to increase it. The reflex will be like, how can you talk to me like this?
That?
Am I plucking money? But look at it from another perspective. And I come and I say, Daddy, I appreciate how you have been doing in this family. You have given us, you give us money. You are a very responsible man. Look at how your children are doing. But you see now, inflation. Things are expensive.
Yes.
I know it might not be convenient for you. I'm not saying it should be now, but I will appreciate if you can increase. Hey.
That's where wisdom now comes in.
That's where wisdom comes in. That's where effective knowing how to communicate comes in.
All right, so we have another caller. Okay, Wadi from Port Harcourt.
Wow.
Good morning, Wadi. Hello, Wadi, are you there? Hello? Oh, I guess. Okay, we can hear you, Wadi. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's continue with the conversation, sir.
Okay.
Wadi is no longer there, okay?
So, it is very important that you know how to communicate. However, there are foundational issues that we need to also address.
Okay.
For a lot of people in marriages, I didn't generalize that everybody, but for quite a number of people in marriages, you will notice that their foundational model for marriage was wrong.
So some people are using their marriage to learn.
They are using the model they grew up with while they were kids and adapting it. Yeah. So, for instance, if you grew up from a family that what you saw as a child was your mother locking the shirt of your dad as a small girl, you will do the same because you feel it's normal. You need to reborn yourself again, not to repeat that pattern.
Yes.
So this actually brings me to the question. How does polygamy, like, each spouse is coming from a polygamous home, how does it affect the marriage? Because a lot of people say, I can't marry, from someone that has probably came from a polygamous home, that there will be clauses, probably like what you said, when you see the mother, a child watching the mother or the mother clogging the husband.
We have a call.
How does that?
Owolabi from Lagos. We'll come back to your conversation. Hello, Owolabi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you as a family?
I'm fine. I really enjoy your program.
Oh, thank you.
So, really interesting. And in a situation where man is trying to, to make sure that everybody in the home are fine, are okay, and then you are struggling all humanly possible to make this work out, and then your partner, sitting down there abusing you, telling you, oh, see what he's doing, and when you are trying to make things work, what can a man do in that kind of situation?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Owolabi. That's handling a nagging wife.
Okay, handling a nagging wife. So, guys, if you're listening...
She was asking a question before.
Okay, so please, we'll come back to the question.
Yes.
So, you were talking about polygamy and all the rest. The truth of the matter is, there are people that became successful and run successful homes, but they came from a polygamous background.
Yes.
Now, I'm also familiar with people that say, oh, I don't want to marry someone from a polygamous background. From my own personal experience, I realized that most people that say that, from my personal experience, they came from a polygamous family.
Yes.
And they are trying to create a new pattern.
Yes.
So that's why they insist that the war I saw in polygamy,
I don't
want my children to see it. I don't want that pattern. So let me neutralize my polygamy with someone that is from a monogamous background.
Okay.
Which also makes sense, by the way. Because the way you run in a polygamy family, no matter how effective, how peaceful it is, you can't compare it to a house that is just one father and one woman. So that way, when they meet, strategies, they mix it together and they can move forward.
Okay, handling a nagging wife.
Handling a nagging wife. I'm going to say this. Personal development can also not be removed from the equation of having a good marriage.
Okay.
If you see any good marriage, it's because the two people are working it. You don't pray to have a good marriage. You work to have a good marriage. Why did I say you don't pray? There are people that don't believe in God, and yet they have a very solid marriage.
Of course.
So I believe that marriage is coming together of two people to work. Talking about dealing with a nagging woman.
Wife, yeah.
Like I said, understand that women have been designed to use vocabularies. They speak a lot, they talk and talk and talk. Now, she wants your attention. If you give your wife attention, she will not nag.
Please tell them.
Then you need to understand.
Tell it to them.
If you give her attention, she will not nag. Do you know that there are things that she knows she's nagging? She knows it's not a big deal. But because she wants your attention, she wants you to talk, she will just come with
nagging is the only
and nagging is the only way she gets your attention. Now, as a man, I know that there are women that also overflog it. As a man, you owe yourself, walk into a bookstore, look for a book on marriage. Look for a book on how to deal with nagging woman. You have, everybody works with a search engine now. You have an Android phone. Just Google how to deal with a nagging woman. Why is she nagging? Because you did not. Just because you did not pay attention to what she's been talking about.
I think I have the solution to that.
So tell
how
me.
to deal with a nagging woman? Just give her money.
Yay! But
Okay.
please
Give her money and give her attention.
do you know there are also nagging men?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I
those
agree.
in fact
Yes.
is out because you can't
They are
just say
nagging.
it's only
As a
women.
matter of fact,
men.
I hosted an online class
Okay.
sometime during lockdown. I hosted an online class for women that was titled "How to Deal with a Nagging Man." I'm thinking of writing a book in that direction.
I think we'll have to bring you some other time to come and talk to us about how to handle a nagging husband. You know that there are some men who even when they have a relationship with their wife, maybe something happened like 2 months ago, and maybe something that looks like it's happened, they'll begin to refer to it. That's how you did the other time. That's like, I know these things, women also have feelings. And women are like mirrors. That's my own definition of a woman. A woman is like a mirror, and she reflects what you place before her. So don't tell me women nag a lot. If you just spray her money, if she's nagging, spray her money, she won't nag again. It's always like that.
But it's not always like that.
No, that's on the lighter note. That's on the lighter note.
But I agree. Basically, it's about attention.
Okay.
It's about attention. A woman is emotional in a marriage. She wants to grow the family. A man is work-oriented. So two of you need to be able to strike balance so that the family remains a priority.
Okay.
Pay attention to your wife, address her needs. If it is something you can't meet in the immediate, promise her. At least you can extend the nagging to like 3 weeks time. That okay, 3 weeks time I will attend to this issue. You can be sure that.
Okay, now.
They don't want to feel.
Dr. Shogo, sorry, before I ask this question, please, I want to know, Mama. You know, there's something about women nagging.
Tell me.
Let's take a look at domestic chores. Some men don't even want to assist their wives at all.
And they will make the thing worse.
And they make it worse. You see, somebody says that a woman is not doing anything. No, that she's not bringing money to the table doesn't mean she's not doing anything. A woman has 4 children. She has to deal with domestic chores. You know, she has to run around for the kids, take them to school, do the laundry, cook. You are not paying for the services. So don't tell me a woman is not bringing money to the table. She's not doing anything. So how do you handle a man who refuses to join the wife in doing domestic chores? Please.
Okay, so another thing we need to establish for our audience is there's no single formula for having a successful marriage. You need to work at your own formula and what works for you in your marriage. Okay. There are men that even though they are men, they are domestic in nature. They can clean the floor, they clean the louvers, whether wife is present or not. It's just in them. They are domestic in nature. So that is one. If you have not married a man that is domestic in nature, if you like, use anointing oil, fall on the ground, the man will not change. So it's about also accepting the man that you have married. So that is one part. Number two, there's a place of empathy that, okay, this woman is doing this, this woman is doing that, let me assist her with this. I think Mr. Jonathan that called us mentioned something. Everything is not money.
Yes.
That a man expects from a woman. Give me ideas, guide me, challenge me, put me on my toes. Let me do stuff for me that when you ask me to jump, I'm asking you how high.
That's a woman that has something, because you can't do what you don't have.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. If you are such a woman, you don't even need to motivate him. The guy will wash plate. I mean, there are men that in their marriage, maybe weekend, they say, all the cooking is on me today, and they cook. They do everything. Trust me, it is not entitlement. The woman earned it.
Yes.
So let me give you an analogy in developed country. In developed country, especially for Nigerians in diaspora, you will see men pushing trolley of baby. What he will not do in Nigeria. But because in developed country, all us are on deck. As he's working, the wife is working. Maybe the woman that has gone on night shift is the one that will babysit, do all that. He can do it joyfully because the woman is bringing value to the table as well. But in this part of the world, you see a woman laid back, and she feels that the children are the work alone. You are not contributing. Then the man feels, I'm the one providing everything. Why should I come and wash plate again?
So that means this is a society thing.
So it's societal, it's psychological.
So in a situation or in a scenario where all of this is not even the issue, I mean, there's money, there's commitment. No, there's no commitment in the picture now. I'm trying to bring in the aspect where extramarital affairs is one of the causes of failure in marriage. How can you relate this?
Okay, so extramarital affairs, all these things are interlinked.
Oh yes, they are.
There are women that uses sex, not women. There are wives, since we are talking about marriage, that uses sex as a fighting tool for their husband. I am not making justification for extramarital affair. We are looking at causes of extramarital affair. So that could be a cause. One, so you intentionally push your man out. Now, hold on. We will look at different factors. And that's a case one, right? Case two could be, okay, I even give him sex, but you are not sexy to him. You dress like old woman, you wear drawers, pants, everything.
Tell them.
Black bra. Fear a woman's black bra.
Oh my God. Oh, please.
They can wear it for 6 months.
Men can
in hot water. And the man is saying, the man is complaining that I have been change this skinny. But because of familiarity. So the man gets repelled. Before you know it, look good. See, everything you did to get your man before you married him, you need to continue it inside the marriage. Some women will come to bed with the Maggi and the Iru smell, no bathing, nothing. I said, how are you? With onions in your mouth. Look good for him.
And the men, you are talking to the women now. Talk to the men also, because some men will wear one boxers for 6 months. If you put his boxers inside the river, all the fishes will die.
You are getting back at me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. And some men, their boxers are post office. You know what they call post office? They can post letter through it.
Their socks, their shoes, tell them.
Hygiene is both ways.
Both sides.
All right, thank you very much. Just in one word to the viewers at home, just in one word. Marriage. Just say something about marriage and let's just balance it.
Marriage is, every good marriage is worked out. So you and your spouse, if you want your marriage to succeed, you have to fight for it. Just the way if you want promotion, you have to write exams. In marriage, you don't stop writing exams. So you want to keep working on it until it gets to a perfect stage.
Thank you.
Marriage is a work of art, and there's no perfect work of art, but it's always a work in progress.
It's a continuum. Thank you.